Woke up with a smile on my face. To you guys that I put on Rebel HQ, the video on YouTube about the MAGA world reeling as Trump popularity plummets. States like Florida, Georgia, and many other these states need to think more on Trump and the Republican Party today. Trump bankrupt casinos. Trump has no real brands. The man can't win just to save his life. How can anyone with money and own casinos bankrupt? Think about it. Who bankrupts casinos? How? The easiest way to make money in any industry is casinos. Trump bankrupted all of his casinos and then some. What is wrong with the Republican Party today? Why even vote for them? I remember for years now, the Republicans always in the last 30 to 40 years now have never balanced the budget. Neither have this same party made anything better for Americans. The Republicans only catered to the rich then and today. Working middle class and poor Americans need to vote them all out of our nation's congressional seats, especially if this same Republican Party wants to put a rapist, a con man, and now a felon in our nation's highest office again. This is getting too ridiculous with Trump and the racist Republicans today. Keep hitting Trump and the Republicans hard with facts. A felon doesn't read, and neither does a felon care about facts or understand how to be honest at all. We all see that with Trump. The Republicans have always talked about balanced budgets or been the party for law and order, and then all of a sudden, this big change happened when Obama became president. Y'all remember that? I remember when Obama became president, the slogan was, "Yes, we can." Next thing you know, the Republicans just threw in Trump like it was a fucking firecracker laced with shit. Or firecracker put in a bag of shit and just handed it to us. And here we are. Think about it. This is pitiful. I don't understand this shit. I don't get how we can sit here and deal with this bullshit with such a stupid ass party that's never done anything for America but made it worse. Make America great again? America great again. It's make America dumb again. You got to think about it. The Republicans never did anything for America. Never. And need I repeat this again? Need I go in my circle again? But the Republicans never did anything good for America. You got to think. Go all the way back to when the first Bush, that's George W. or George H. Herbert Bush or George Herbert Bush. Think about what he did with the Gulf War. That was over oil. That war right there set the precedence. It set the whole, way the Republicans are going to start operating. Just going off of dumbass shit and greed. That was basically greed. You understand what I'm saying? So ever since that first war with the Gulf or Iraq or what do you want to call it, Afghanistan, all of that shit, that was all Republican shit. You got to understand, these people ain't trying to sit here and fix anything. They're trying to keep their pockets lined. They're trying to keep you stupid so you don't know what the fuck they're doing. The military is the biggest budget in the planet for America. You got to understand, that money, they don't need to spend all of that money on no fucking military for, I mean, literally, okay, yeah, we need protection. But their R&D and all of this research and development bullshit that they're trying to do, all of that money they spending on all these new airplanes and, I mean, they always say, you know, and listen to the Republicans. Listen, think. Okay, yeah, there we go. Listen, hear, and think. If you look back on history, you go back in American history and you look back at what the Republicans did. Just the Republican Party. We don't need to go all the way back to Abraham Lincoln. We just need to go to a modern era where things started getting more expensive. Remember, you can buy almost 2 buggies worth of groceries for $100. We all remember that. At some point, the military spending in America kind of, and this is just me thinking on what I'm seeing today, as far as what I saw back then when I was going to school and my father was struggling and my mom was struggling. And I'm a black family, of course. You know, we got black jobs. Remember black fucking jobs? Yeah. Anyways, I remember those struggles that my dad was having with work hours and the pay increase and everything. And it was basically when he was going through this, it was during Republican time. Ronald motherfucking Reagan. You, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Ronald Reagan was a motherfucking movie star. He was no president whatsoever. I think Donald Trump, what we just seen in the last 4 years with Trump, with those 4 years with Trump, you have to think, man, he was trying to be Ronald Reagan again, but a very dumb version of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was kind of smart. He had a lot of, he was a comedian. I'm gonna put it that way. He was funny. His charm and his charisma, and how he was, I gotta give him that. But as far as a leader, in the president, Ronald Reagan. Okay, there were some moments that I can honestly admit that Ronald Reagan was, he was pretty genuine on how he was trying to talk. Like when they went to tear down a wall and where is this Ronald Reagan at the Brandenburg Gate, Friday, June 12th, 1987. He told Gorbachev to tear this wall down. And this passage began at 11:10. And the following day, the New York Times carried Reagan's picture in the front page below the title, Reagan calls for Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall. That was Berlin, so I was wrong. I was right. So that's crazy how the Republicans can go from being that type of party with that type of value and that type of consideration for America's value as far as being democratic and wanting to spread democratic democratic stability across the world. I mean, you got to think, America was once called America, the world police. Remember that? I remember all of this shit. We are the world, all this other shit that America was trying to just reach out to the world. And now it's like you go from that moment in history and you just keep trickling down to where you start to see and there's a complete history breakdown of America from the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. There's all kinds of segments on YouTube that you can read, or not read, you can watch and understand for yourself what was really going on through America's history from that time, from those eras and those generations and this time period up until today. I mean, but the most significant of the times that I can remember where the Republicans really just went for a different turn, it had to be with Bush, #2, George W. Bush. And right when George W. Bush left office in 2008, that's when Barack Obama came into office, and the Republicans lost their motherfucking minds. Excuse my language, but they lost their minds. I mean, it's like all of the races just dug themselves up from the zombie fucking mode they were in, and just got righteously, religiously ignorant about what was happening to their country. And we're talking a lot of white people. I don't think a lot of black people, really kind of like had a lot of faith in Obama. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a lot of faith in him, but not as much as what I was seeing going on behind the scenes, which was the congressional seats, the House of Congress and the Senate. And I honestly have to admit, when you have the House against you and you're a black man, with people like Mitch McConnell and all of these right-wing Republicans that just hated the fact that you were black and you were running a nation, I mean, yeah, you're gonna wake up a lot of dead, racist, ignorant yeah, they're gonna get out of the woodwork. They're gonna come out of the woodwork. They just couldn't stand. I mean, they couldn't stand the fact that Obama was president. They just could not stand that. I know people understand. I know people know this. I know people understand what happened back then. It was the most significant years for gun sales. And if you look at the statistics that I look at on Google, man, the only people who were buying guns that much and getting approved by the federal government themselves was white males. Think about it. And we talking young, as far as young as 20, 21 years old, younger than that, buying guns everywhere. In every red Republican state, they armed the fuck up. I ain't bullshitting. Look back. All you have to do is look up the statistics. Look it up. Google don't lie. Google, that's some factual information about statistics. We talking a really big ass hike in weapons sales, and don't think Republicans got on there to say to boost the sales of guns just for the profit of gun manufacturing. No, go all right. Then go fast forward from when the gun sales and Obama spiked up. Then go to when Trump lost his presidency, right? And he incited that riot. Yeah, there was guns there. Think about it. There was guns there. There was a bunch of stupid ass people that really couldn't put that. They couldn't put two matchsticks together and burn them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that was stupid. Yeah, but that's just what I'm saying. That sounded stupid, but guess what? That's just how stupid these people were. They could not put that coup together, so that way they can keep America in the hands of Trump and people like Trump. They just could not do it. So, but it was a true scare as to what was really their intentions on what they were doing. Trump just ain't the type of person that a lot of people are going to back up because of the simple fact that he lies a lot. We all know that. We all understand that. It's those people on that side that are ignorant, that are stupid, the type of people that got scared when a black man became president. All of those type of people decided that they wanted to just say, you know what, let's see what we can do with Trump. And then when they tested the waters a little bit and they seen how far they can get as far as, getting into the Capitol and trying to, get to senators and doing whatever the hell it was going to. Ain't nobody as far as senators and House congressional members died. But there was a few people that died in that riot. And for that to happen, it has to let everybody know that this is them testing the waters. You know what I'm saying? They didn't buy them guns for nothing. They trying to see exactly like in the movie Jurassic Park when the raptor was testing the cage it was in, right? It was testing every piece of the cage to see if it can get out, see the weaknesses of the arm system that they have to keep that animal in there or that dinosaur in there, right? That's how these people are thinking. They're sitting there testing, right? Trump couldn't get the military behind him. That's one of the reasons why he couldn't follow through on what he was doing. He couldn't get the military behind him. There's some fucked up people in the military and they got their ways of thinking, but it's those higher ups that got their mind right. They know what's going on with America and they're following the Constitution, which is what Trump did not follow. People need to understand too, change the subject. People need to understand this about Trump and what happened with Trump as far as, what I'm saying about the whole Republican Party. You put a dumbass in because people were mad about Obama being president. Okay. Yeah, I can distinguish that for myself. But a qualified black man versus a dumbass bankrupt casino con man, now a felon today, rapist, felon, how you want to put it. That's kind of a stark difference. I mean, you got to blame our social medias too. What we see on social media. A lot of people was going after that shit that Trump had took advantage of, which was, to captivate minds with all of this lies and misleading information on Facebook that was putting out. That's why Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg shut the fuck up, because they know political shit got them in trouble and almost lost his platform or lost his media, lost his billions because of what he was doing. He was letting a lot of misinformation get out there. I've seen videos of Hillary Clinton hugging the Grand Wizard, the KKK Grand Wizard. Now, I don't know Hillary Clinton's background. I don't know her personally. We all don't, okay? But in a political sense, and you want to vote for somebody to run a nation, and you only giving so much information, to see Hillary Clinton hugging the KKK Grand Wizard, you got to think to yourself, what the fuck is this? What is she doing? So when you see stuff like that, you think, I'm not going to vote for this fucking woman. It's like she had a black church, trying to, gather support and all this other stuff. And seeing that KKK Grand Wizard hug is like, what? That was Trump did that. That was Trump's people did that. They put all of this bullshit out just to get Trump in office, right? The one thing that happened with Trump that people need to really specifically pay attention to in his first election, he lost the popular fucking vote. He did not win the popular vote. And the reason he didn't win the popular vote because of his past. 2 times sued for racism, the birtherism. Before the birtherism, there was all of this here shit about racism that he was all tied up into, like the five, the Central Park Five, where the white woman had said that she was raped by four black guys and a Hispanic guy, and how he acted about that, how Trump went about that and did that was in the most racist way you can ever think of shit. With all of that history that he did, you know, the birtherism and Indians, you know, I know Indians when I see Indians, you know, all of this shit. I mean, you gotta think, man, this is the type of person that he if he can't win the popular vote and people like him, the whole general public, you know, it's like, how the hell do you call yourself a president when you can't even win the people? You know, the mainstream, the voting population that are voting, people that are getting out that vote, they didn't vote for you. You lost that. They voted for Hillary Clinton, and she lost because of the electoral. I wish they get rid of the electoral college shit. Sorry. Get rid of the electoral college. That shit is bullshit. Not a majority of people could vote for everybody in the whole entire state. That's bullshit. They need to get rid of that. Let's stick to the general election. Let's let the general election vote people in. Let the people vote people in. You know, not just a group of people that says, look, the majority of the state is for Trump. The majority of the state is for Hillary. No, we don't need the electoral college. Get rid of that bullshit. I say stick with just regular voting. Everybody go out to vote, and every vote counts. You count every vote till the end. You don't do like Trump and just say, oh, in 2020 when he lost the election, how he acted. When he sit there and said, let's stop counting. No, you count every last person vote, because that person got out there, registered to vote, and then went to vote. And he stood in line, he or she stood in line for like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours just to vote. You know, you don't stop the count because you're ahead. You don't stop the count because you're winning. You don't stop the count because you feel like you should win. No, that's not how that works. We democratic, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens, and I am a law-abiding citizen, I feel like I should have my vote count like everybody else vote count. So when you sit here and you look at the way things went down with the Republican Party, is how they fell and how they took it upon themselves to get mad and then put the dumbest son of a bitch they can possibly find somewhere scrounged up in New York. You know what I mean? And nothing wrong with the state of New York. Don't get me wrong. New York is a damn good state. But to pull somebody out of New York with that type of background, and they put him as president, and all of a sudden he loses in 2020, causes a coup and a riot in our capital, and then now he's sitting here crying over the same bullshit. You know, people don't realize it. People on the other side don't want to hear this, and they don't care to hear his past things of what he did. The one thing that stuck out like a red thumb on Trump's presidency was the fact that he bungled that motherfucking virus up. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That was real. That virus was real. I've seen cemeteries in Houston, Texas grow. You hear me? Grow right in front of my eyes. Every day I pass by there, this motherfucker got another acre of land just to bury people in it. Texas is one of the stupidest states in the planet. And Texas is one of the smartest states in the planet. I got to give it that. It is. I mean, you got to understand. You got NASA in Houston, Texas. I mean, well, not Houston, Texas, but over there in the Clear Lake area in south, down in southern regions of Houston, Texas. You got to think, Texas isn't made up by Houston. There's all kinds of other areas in Texas, but the majority of people that vote in Texas are Republicans. And to say that they put Greg Abbott in there and Ted motherfucking Cruz, man, I was there when they had that mini ice storm that passed through, and let me tell you something. For them people to sit there and not prepare for that, that goes to show you the leadership in Texas and how ignorant it is. And that's just one. I'm not gonna go on for that. We can talk about that shit forever. That was just fucking. And they still put those people back in office. That's how stupid Texas is. I had to get the fuck out of that. That was a dumbass state. Okay, but smart people in Houston, dumbass Texas, the whole state of Texas. But Houston, smart. San Antonio, smart. Austin, Texas, smart. Dallas, nah. Fort Worth, nah, I can't say that. Those places, Amarillo, you know, El Paso, there's some pretty dumbass people out there, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, if you know who you are, you know who you are. I ain't trying to sit here and call nobody out personally. I just think that the way you guys vote in Texas is kind of fucking stupid. So, and then the way things are happening in other states, you know, you got to think, man, this
this Trumpism and how everything is happening with Trump, never Trump again, which is who I am. We got to keep that going. But just to say to end this video, because I don't want to keep on and on and on. I'm gonna go on 13 minutes here. But the thing I wanted to say was, a lot of misinformation went out. When Trump had that virus in his hands, the misinformation that he was putting out as far as how the virus works and how it's going on. This is something that countries like America and China, it's something that went on a grand scale. Every 100 years, they say a major outbreak would happen. And Obama was prepared for it. Even Bush was prepared for it. Even Clinton was prepared for it. And so on. Every president was prepared for it. But here comes Trump. I'm not going to wear a mask, and I'm not going to mandate states to wear. What the fuck, bro? If the only protection you have from me spitting all in my motherfucking phone and my camera, if you can see my spit coming off my mouth, because I got tongue issues, or whatever you want to call it. I got problems with my teeth, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and nothing wrong with me. I'm just saying I just have a problem with my lisp and my s's and my t's and all that stuff. And I say my spit come out of my mouth. If you're gonna protect yourself from a virus and your spit is basically your germs and all this shit in your body coming out through your saliva, the best way to protect yourself was to wear a mask at that time. And that man said, don't wear it. You don't have to wear a mask. I'm not going to mandate it. For him to act that way in the beginning of the virus and to sit there and say that he knew the virus was happening before that, you got to dig into that. They can't investigate none of that shit anymore, for what happened because of statute of limitations. But Trump knew about that virus way before it happened, and he ain't acting on shit. I mean, he went seen Xi for 6 months and, whatever you want to call it, was buddy. You don't know what them people were planning, or what he was trying to, get out of Xi in China. But look at China doing right now. China's top EV market. China got, Trump's daughter Ivanka with all kinds of copyrights, making millions of billions of dollars. Trump and Xi got together and something happened, and here he is getting together with Elon Musk today. I mean, all of this stuff that people are starting to forget about what happened with Trump. We don't forget. People who smart and think about politics and what's best for our country, we don't forget. Us voting, tax-paying, law-abiding people, we don't forget. We remember all of this shit, and then we go back and we're smart enough and intelligent enough to research. A lot of stupid motherfucking people out there in America, they don't like to get on that computer and look at shit. They just dumb, right? They'll go read their Bible before they, and I'm just saying that it's just how ignorant people are. They'll read their Bible before they look at technology on Google or on a computer or YouTube or anything like that. They wouldn't do that. They ignorant enough to sit there and say, well, my Bible says this, my Bible says that. But yet you got a gun sitting next to you and you got a bowl of potato chips over here. Yeah, those kind of stupid people, those dumbass people, that. And anyways, I don't want to go into specifics of what I'm ignorant about as far as people in America, but I know there's a lot of very intelligent people who voted Trump out in 2020, and we need that same thing here in 2024, that same Obama rise when Obama became president. We need that same thing, and I hope that people are smart enough to know, to look back on history and think about what Trump actually did. The virus was his biggest fuck up. That's where he fucked up the economy when he did what he did. That's when he fucked up everything that was going on in America as far as progression is concerned. You can't bungle up something that's important for you and your leadership role to handle and to take care of, and then turn around and say that's not my fault. That was his last year in the office, and he wanted to get reelected. Well, buddy, a test like that virus and the way you bungled it up, of course you ain't gonna win. People like me, we look at that stuff. I mean, there's some things that he did good. I gotta admit, Trump did some good stuff for America as far as him being president. But the man was riding on a nice tsunami wave with what Obama was doing, what Obama did when Obama got out of office. Yeah, 2016, 2015, Obama had the economy going. I mean, he didn't look back on that and say thanks to Obama and I appreciate Obama's leadership and what he did as far as being the president. That's a black man. Of course, a white man like that sued twice for racism ain't gonna talk like that at all ever. But I'm just saying, he had a nice surge in the economy to start with, and coming in with his background, with bankruptcy and a failed businessman, and only thing he had going for himself was The Apprentice and you're fired and shit like that. Come on, man, you gotta think. Trump wasn't doing shit. Trump coming out with tennis shoes, gold tennis shoes, and Bibles, and all kinds of products, and he lost everything. And you think that he gonna run America like a business that he failed at? And I'm telling you, you people are pretty stupid in the Republican Party. I can't believe that's the person you want to be the leader. How? I mean, let's think. Let's really truly think about what your choices are that are really fucking America over. And now you're the leading party with racism. All the races are behind you. That's the main thing that sticks out like a red thumb. A bloody red thumb. Racism. How you cater to these people. How you sit here and cater to the rich. And it's like, what the fuck you think we are? We're not ignorant. We're not stupid. The main population of this America that's paying everything out is the middle class and the poor. So the rich people, they the ones that provide all the jobs, but you can't give them lower taxes and not pay their fair share of taxes to help the middle class and help the poor out. You can't do that. You can't sit there and just rely on the masses to pay everything off. When the more money mass people who have all the most money, they should be paying their fair share. I mean, let's think. We ain't gonna save ourselves by pulling our own bootstraps out without something to help us to get those bootstraps back on there again when they've been ripped off. Thank you, Trump. I appreciate you sitting there trying to, help America and what you did. I really appreciate the things that you tried to do. But again, when I look back on history, I can't sit here and sincerely say that thank you is sincere. It's not. It's because there are some things you did do, but there are some things that I think the bad way outweigh the good with you, Trump. And I hope everybody goes out and vote for Kamala Harris and Waltz. That's the great combination. I love to see the first black female, black and Indian, India. I would love to see her do it. I love to see her make it, see what she would do. I think she got a lot of going for herself and going for herself. I'm sorry, not herself, but going for herself to make America better. And to keep on progressing and keep on doing what's right for America. Law and order, consistency, democratic practices of looking what the people want, understanding the people. Everybody is equal. There ain't no such thing as black. There ain't no such thing as white only or Hispanic only. No, it's every single body. Asians, Arab, Arab, Middle East, however you want to call them, Chinese, Russian, and specifically every race in America comes together and works together. That's not making America great. That's already a great country. We're just making it better. So vote Harris, Walls. Please vote for Kamala. My vote's for Kamala all the way. All the way.